When her dad had to go on a business trip, he asked Lily's aunt to come and take care of her. Although she was staying with her aunt, the house, once so full of laughter, suddenly felt unusually empty and quiet. It was as if the little girl's mind had followed her dad. Lily was no longer interested in the colorful TV shows or her favorite snacks. Instead, a gloomy figure sat huddled in a corner, her big round eyes reflecting a deep sadness and an endless longing.
Lily đói bụng chưa? Dì lấy thức ăn cho Lily nha. Lily ngồi đây nha. Lily ơi, thức ăn của Lily nè. Ra đi Lily.
Her aunt tried her best to console her, bringing Lily the most delicious foods, but she turned her head away each time, refusing weakly.
Quýt ngọt quá Lily.
The feeling of missing her dad had overwhelmed even her hunger.
Lily ơi. Quýt đây Lily. Lấy gì? Quýt chị chuẩn bị cho Lily rồi nè.
Occasionally, soft sobs would break the silence, mournful and desolate.
Quýt ngon lắm Lily ơi. Lily. Lily lại ăn quýt đi. Sao vậy Lily? Lily, lại ăn quýt đi. Quýt ngon lắm. Lily ăn thử đi. Sao vậy? Ăn đi Lily. Sao vậy? Lily ăn đi. Lily. Quýt ngọt lắm Lily ơi. Lily thử một miếng đi. Lily thử một miếng đi. Quýt tươi mùi ngọt lắm. Ăn đi Lily. Quýt ngọt lắm Lily ơi. Sao vậy? Lily nhớ bố à? Sao Lily không ăn? Lily nhớ bố à? Lily, Lily ăn đi. Ăn đi Lily ơi. Sao vậy? Sao Lily không ăn? Ăn đi Lily. Quýt ngọt lắm Lily ơi. Sao Lily không ăn? Lily nhớ bố à? Bố đi không ăn Lily. Lily con về nha.
Every time she heard a strange noise from the street, Lily would startle and rush to the iron gate, her eyes straining to search for him.
Lily.
She would climb to the highest bars, ignoring the danger, just to see a little farther. The image of a tiny soul dangling behind the iron bars, waiting alone under the afternoon sun, was truly heartbreaking.
Dì gọi bố rồi, bố về bây giờ. Lily vào nhà nhé. Vào ăn đi Lily, vào ăn rồi bố về đây Lily. Lily ăn đi rồi bố về nha. Ăn đi Lily. Lily ăn đi. Ăn đi. Bố về. Bố về Lily. Ăn đi Lily. Ăn đi, quýt ngọt lắm. Lily ăn thử một miếng không? Lily giỏi Lily ăn thử một miếng không? Lily ăn đi. Ăn đi. Bố về giờ đó Lily. Lily ăn giỏi bố về nhé. Ăn đi Lily. Ăn đi.
Lily.
And then, from a distance, her dad's familiar voice called out. Lily's ears perked up. She leaned forward, her eyes fixed on the gate. The sadness vanished in an instant, replaced by an overwhelming burst of joy. She hastily scrambled down from her perch, darting toward the door so quickly she nearly fell, then shot off like an arrow towards her dad.
Mở cửa đi con, mở cửa đi, mở cửa đi.
Bố về rồi hả Lily?
The moment his figure appeared, Lily's whole world lit up.
Bố về rồi đó Lily.
Without a hint of hesitation, she leaped up and clung tightly to his neck.
Lily không chịu ăn luôn á.
Rồi, thương ha. Dễ thương hả?
It was more than just a hug. It was a reunion, a release of all the pent-up longing and anxiety. Her dad held his little girl tight, his face shining with happiness and relief to see her safe. The emotional reunion continued as they returned home.
Thấy chưa? Có cả cái gì nhá?
Lily nào với bố con kia Lily.
Bye gì
Bye nha. Lily, bye.
Bye cả gì nhá? Bye. À. Nè, bye bạn Lily ha. Thấy chưa?
Understanding that his little girl had endured a long, anxious day, her dad took out the freshest fruits he had bought on his way back to soothe her.
Ngon quá ha. Đây, muốn đem cho Lily đây ha.
He sat down on the floor, carefully and patiently peeling each piece of fruit, then tenderly fed them to Lily.
Đây ha. Lily còn ngoan nào, ngoan đâu, ngoan đâu. Ừ, đúng rồi. Còn ngoan đâu. Đây. Đó. Trời ơi, nhét hết vào đấy hả? Nhét vào đây hả? Lily ngoan đi chưa? Sau thì nhà cái gì ngoan nhá. Đi làm về băng đồ cho Lily ha. Được không? Nha, bắt tay nào. Đúng rồi, bắt tay nha. Nhớ nha.
After each bite, he would gently wipe the juice from the corners of her mouth with a tissue. These small gestures were filled with immense gentleness and boundless love.
Sạch sẽ nha. Con lau bàn này, thấy không? Con bỏ thùng rác cho ai đi. Đúng rồi. Qua đây ngồi đi. Giỏi lắm. Thôi thì đi rồi nha. Cái này đây nhá. Thì vào phòng chơi xíu ha, được không? Ha. Để căng lên làm nhá. Được không?
As night fell, it was time for bed. Her dad began preparing a comfortable sleep for Lily.
Đấy, cẩn thận nhá. Này. Đó. Này. Nè, chui ra. Đấy nhá. Chui đi. Chui đây. Ui, chui trong đi.
He spread out her familiar blanket, placing a soft bolster pillow inside for her to hug.
Thấy chưa? Đây, ui giời. Em còn lại Lily nhá. Hả? Đeo đây, đây mà. Lấy cái đi, lấy cái gối đi. Mang đây đi. Mang đây, túi đây. Đây. Đây thằng đây. Đúng rồi.
He gently placed Lily in the blanket, then slowly pulled it up to cover her snugly, ensuring she wouldn't get cold. But the care didn't stop there. Before she drifted off, he leaned down and placed a warm kiss on her forehead.
Đây. Đây nằm đây.
His large hand gently patted her back in a steady, soothing rhythm. Under that loving touch, Lily felt completely safe. Her eyelids grew heavy, her breathing became even, and she slowly drifted into a deep, peaceful sleep. After a long and emotional day, in her deep slumber, the memory of being separated from her dad flooded back into Lily's mind. A fleeting dream appeared, in which she saw her dad taking her hand again, leaving her with her aunt, and turning his back to leave for work. The feeling of being left behind, even just in a dream, was enough to startle her awake in terror. With her heart pounding, Lily refused to let herself fall back asleep. She quickly slipped out of bed, her little feet making no sound as she dashed to the living room. A single thought flashed through her mind. How can I make Dad stay home with me? Her eyes scanned the room and landed on her dad's car keys, lying quietly on the table. That was the culprit that would take her dad away from her. Without a second's hesitation, Lily ran to the table and stretched to grab the keychain. After a brief moment of thought, a mischievous plan took shape. She ran to the trash can, and with a decisive gesture, the metal keys landed inside. Mission accomplished. Lily quickly returned to the bedroom. Climbed onto the bed and gently woke her dad up as if nothing had happened.
Ồ, Lily, dậy rồi hả? Dậy cái nào đây? Dậy sớm này. Không ngủ tí nữa hả? Dậy sớm này. Đói bụng chưa? Đi mua gì ăn đi ha? Đi. Đi mua gì ăn nhé. Dậy thôi ha. Dậy thôi. Gấp chăn lại nhé.
She sat obediently, waiting for him to fold the blankets neatly, then went with him to the living room.
Gấp lại nha. Nào. Đi 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 này, đi lên nhà này, đi đây ra đây ngồi này, các bạn này, đây đi, không đi đâu đấy, đi đâu đấy, đi ở đây nhá, ngồi đi chơi đi chưa, phải đi chợ rồi nhá, ha, thấy chưa, để cất mũ cho Ly nhá, không ngồi đây chơi đi ha, phải đi tìm chìa khóa.
As her dad prepared to go to the market, the drama began. He patted his pockets, looked around the table, and searched everywhere, but the keys were nowhere to be found. Watching her dad scramble, his face growing more and more anxious, Lily felt a mix of emotions. Fear that her plan would be exposed, and a sense of triumph that her dad couldn't leave. On the outside, however, she maintained an innocent, unknowing look. Just then, her dad's phone rang, interrupting the search.
Hello. Mẹ hả? Dạ. Dạ.
Lily let out a small sigh of relief. The phone call seemed to calm her dad down. However, after he hung up, he resumed his search. Seeing the worried look on his face, a pang of guilt stirred within Lily. She realized her prank had genuinely troubled her dad. Seizing a moment when he turned his back to check another corner, Lily sprang into action. Quick as a flash, she ran to the trash can, retrieved the keys, then ran to her dad, holding up her prize, and chirping excitedly as if showing off a great achievement. Dad, I found them! Her dad, without a shred of suspicion, was overjoyed and amazed at his little girl's ability. He hugged her tightly, showering her with praise and thanks. To reward her for this great service, he decided to take Lily to the market with him.
Cái túi này. Mũ. Giỏi lắm. Cái túi này. Đúng rồi đấy. Rồi, đi ra xe, đi ra xe. Lên xe ngồi đi, lên trên ngồi. Đi này. Ngồi đây con, ngồi đây. Rồi, đi quay lại. Rồi cẩn thận nhá, giữ chắc tay ha. Cây đi.
Hi! At the bustling market, Lily proved to be a professional shopper. She was free to walk around, seriously inspecting each apple and personally picking the ripest, most delicious looking ones. Afterward, she even placed the apples on the scale herself and gestured for her dad to pay the vendor.
Bỏ trên đây. Đây. Còn nữa con. Nè nè nè. Ở đây. Bỏ. Tiền đâu, tiền đâu. Tiền đâu, tiền.
Đây nè. Đây nè.
Tháo tiền, tháo tiền. Đó này nè, cắt vô này, cắt vô này. Đây, Ly, Ly.
Đi tiền kìa.
Có tiền nè. Bỏ vô túi cho, túi nào?
Đây vào đây. Đi, đây nè. Đừng ngã xe chưa? Nè. Hai cái này đi này. Nè, đây đi. Đi nè, chúng ta nè. Nào, cái đen nè. Chúng ta nhắm. Vào đây đi. Đúng đây. Rồi, đi. Lên bàn là của anh. Đồ ăn tới rồi. Tao bỏ đây đi. Bỏ cái cây vào đây đi. Bỏ cái kia.
When they returned home, the sweetest reward arrived.
Tiếp theo này. Chá. Rồi, chào tí nhé. Đây đi rửa đấy nhé, ngồi đi chờ đi. Đi ngồi yên đó.
Her dad carefully peeled the apples and prepared some fresh grapes for her as well.
Đi bỏ xuống đi. Đấy, đi bỏ xuống đi. Đúng rồi. Đây cho gần nhé. Đây bỏ xuống đi. Đó, đây này. Bỏ xuống. Đây nữa. Đúng rồi. Chờ tí. Đây vào đây. Xếp lại cho Ly nha. Ha. Đó, đi này. Ra ghế đi. Đây, đi đây. Nè. Đó.
Lily sat and enjoyed her meal. A meal born from fear, a cunning plan, and finally, an adorable sense of remorse.
Ly ơi, dậy thôi.
After the familiar sound of the alarm clock, her dad gently called for Lily to wake up for breakfast and get ready for school. From the kitchen, his warm voice called out, "Lily, time for breakfast and school, my girl." Hearing the affectionate call, Lily stirred awake. But the two words, "go to school," acted like a magic spell, instantly making the mischievous little girl wilt.
Làm gì đây? Để ăn sáng đi học rồi Ly ơi. Nhanh trễ nào.
Her usually sparkling eyes became droopy, and she flopped onto the bed, looking utterly exhausted. Seeing that his daughter hadn't come out, her dad walked into the room, concerned. And so, the performance of the little actress, Lily, officially began. She acted completely drained, with none of her usual energy.
Hả? Sao vậy? Hả? Sao dậy đi học hả?
With
Để ăn
worried
sáng xong
eyes,
chưa?
her dad gently stroked her head and asked what was wrong.
Mệt à? Có mệt à? Ồ, trời. Ổn hả? Mệt hả? À. Mệt ha? Thôi nằm nghỉ đi nhé, nằm nghỉ đi, ba kiếm cam cho Ly nhé. Đây. Đây, trời. Mắt mũi toàn nhèm nhỉ. Sao vậy? Qua trời nắng về nay mệt à? Hôm qua trời nắng đẹp mà đúng không Ly? Hả? Mệt hả? Ốm hả? Ốm hả? Ốm hả? Trời ơi. Ốm mày còn ngủ ha? Để đây kiếm cam cho Ly uống nước nhé, uống cho nhanh khỏi nhé, được không? Kiếm cam vắt nước cho Ly uống nhanh khỏi. Ngoan nhỉ? Thôi nghỉ nhé. Hôm nay nghỉ ở nhà không đi học nhé.
In the end, out of love for his daughter, he decided, "All right, you can rest at home today." Hearing those words, a wave of joy washed over Lily, but she had to suppress it and continue to look tired. Her dad tenderly tucked her in, told her to rest, and said he was going to the garden to pick some fresh oranges to make her some vitamin-rich juice.
Thương quá. Ngoan nhé.
The moment the door closed, our patient sprang up. Like a little squirrel, she tiptoed out of the room, her tiny heart thumping with both excitement and nervousness. Her rumbling stomach urged her straight to the kitchen. Meanwhile, in the garden, her dad was still absorbed in choosing the juiciest oranges, his heart filled with love for his little girl. Back in the kitchen, Lily quickly lifted the food cover and gobbled down the hot steamed buns her dad had prepared. She ate in a hurry, her small ears listening intently, afraid he would suddenly return. And then, the jingle of the gate sounded. Startled, she scrambled off the chair and dashed back to her bedroom, managing to lie back down just in time, her heart still racing.
Ủa? Đi ăn sáng hả? Lily. Lily ơi. Có xe nào?
However, no matter how clever the act, it couldn't deceive her dad's loving eyes.
Ủa, bình thường mà Ly.
When he came into the room, the
Đâu sao đâu.
thermometer showed Lily's temperature was
Nè.
completely normal.
Ồ. Ủa, bình thường mà Ly. Đâu sao đâu. Trời, gì đây? Ăn gì đấy? Hả? Ăn gì đấy? Mà xem nào. Ăn gì đấy? Dạ vào ốm hả? Dạ vào ốm 300 mà ở nhà không đi học đúng không? Có phải không? Ăn gì vậy? Ăn gì đây? Hả? Nè, tay này.
And
Trời,
there,
bao đúng không?
a piece of a half-eaten bun left on the bedding was the
Cái bao đó Lily
undeniable
mà.
evidence.
Sao ăn này để đây? Sao? Giả vờ ốm rồi ăn không chịu đi học. Ly không được hư nhá. Không được giả vờ ốm hay chưa?
He instantly
chưa?
saw through his
Lily
daughter's
nhé.
adorable scheme. A gentle smile spread across his face. There was
Cầm
no
này đây.
scolding,
Cầm này
only a
đây.
look of
Đi vào
affection.
ngủ chưa?
He softly explained to Lily that it's not
Này,
good to
bật hết
lie.
này, chưa? Đừng mang đồ ăn lên giường đi nhé. Cầm lấy, con cầm lấy. Con cầm lấy ra đi ăn nhé. Cầm lấy. Con cầm lấy cái này, cầm lấy.
And then, to turn this mischief into a happy memory, he offered a surprise reward,
Rồi
a
đi
trip to the supermarket. Joy erupted on Lily's face.
Này đi. Các bạn thử. Sao Ly? Không có gì ăn à? Không. Thôi rồi nhé. Không có gì ăn hả? Đi mua siêu thị ba đi. Nay đi siêu thị nhé. Nay đi siêu thị ba nhé. Được không? Ăn mua sữa cho Ly nhé. 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 Ăn lấy túi đi. Tiền đúng không? Đấy, tiền lấy tí nữa trả tiền siêu thị nhé. Chưa? Chúng ta mình trả tiền nhé. Rồi có tiền rồi nhé. Bây giờ mình đi lấy mũ nhé. Lấy mũ đi. Lấy mũ đi. Rồi bán đây.
She let her dad put a cute helmet on her, feeling like a tiny explorer about to embark on a grand adventure.
Đi ha. Đi. Đi nào.
The supermarket appeared before her like a magical world of endless colors. Lily's eyes lit up, sparkling with indescribable delight. She pushed her own tiny shopping cart, moving from aisle to aisle like a real grown-up. Her small hands carefully selected bright red apples, cool yogurts, and the fragrant cookies she loved. Her dad simply walked quietly beside her, watching her every move with eyes full of pride and happiness.
Uống nhiều chứ. Ít thôi. Vào đây này, đây. Này lấy này nhá, kia. Cái này hả? Đúng hả? Chặt phun rồi. Cái này, có xem cái này cái gì nè? Phun. Rồi lại cái đi lúc này nhé. Được không? Đi ha. Đi nè. Đi.
After the cart was filled with joy, the two of them headed to the checkout. The trip home seemed to fly by, filled with Lily's cheerful laughter. Once they were back in their cozy home, she proved to be a great helper, scurrying around to help her dad put the groceries away in the fridge. The reward for the good girl was a sweet carton of milk. While Lily enjoyed it, her dad quietly steamed some hot buns. The aroma of the buns filled the kitchen, warm and peaceful. He brought out a plate of them, watching Lily eat with relish, his heart filled with a simple yet immense happiness. That day, even though she didn't go to school, Lily learned a valuable lesson about honesty, and, most importantly, she felt the boundless love her dad always had for her. One beautiful morning, while the little monkey Lily was lounging around scrolling through her phone, she got a call from her dad.
Hello Lily. Làm gì đấy Lily? Hả? Ở trong phòng à? Lily.
Lily dear, could you bring a bottle of cool water out to the fields for me?
Okay.
Listening to her dad, Lily immediately scurried to the refrigerator to grab a cold bottle of water. She carefully placed the bottle on her tiny toy wagon and began her journey to the fields. On the familiar dirt path, Lily suddenly saw a young man walking ahead of her accidentally drop his wallet. "Sir, you dropped something." Lily hurriedly tried to catch up and call out, but the young man was already too far gone. Lily picked up the wallet and sat obediently by the roadside, hoping the young man would soon realize and come back for it.
Wow.
After waiting for a while, a little idea sparked in Lily's small head. She pulled her basket, took the wallet, and went straight to the grocery store. Maybe I'll use it to buy a sweet cake, she thought to herself.
Ủa thì con, đi. Đây hả? Lựa đi nha. Còn bữa thì con.
But just as she arrived at the store, the image of the young man with what would surely be a worried face flashed back into her mind. She suddenly realized she shouldn't do that.
Ủa sao không buồn nó đi?
With a decisive heart, Lily turned her wagon around, no longer thinking of cake, and pulled the wallet back to the same spot to wait patiently. A little while later, his face lit up when he saw Lily approaching with his wallet.
Ồ, vẫn còn y nè. Cảm ơn mọi người nha Lily.
He joyfully took it back and profusely thanked her.
Lily có gì ăn không? Mình cho Lily ít trái cây nhé.
Thank you.
Để mình bỏ nó cho Lily. Cho thêm Lily nè.
Wow.
Although she didn't get a sweet cake, Lily felt a much greater joy in her heart because she had done a good deed
Bye-bye, Lily.
and learned a valuable lesson about honesty. After the good deed of returning the wallet, Lily had a new idea.
Thank you.
While watching performers on her laptop being applauded by everyone, a bold idea sparked in the little monkey's mind. She would also perform to earn money. No sooner said than done, Lily immediately took her small guitar and ran to the main village road, where the most people passed by. She chose a small corner, placed her guitar case down, and began to invite people over. Everyone hurried past, paying little attention to the small monkey with a guitar. Undeterred, Lily decided to let her actions speak for themselves. She began to strum the first notes. The music was a bit clumsy at first, but soon turned into a clear, cheerful melody. Lily's passion and talent gradually won over the passers-by. People started to stop, gather around her, smile, and dance to the music. When the performance ended, applause erupted, and coins were dropped into her guitar case as a gift.
Wow!
Before long, she had earned a fair amount of money. Holding the money in her hands, she happily thought of the delicious sweet cakes she would buy. On her joyful way to the bakery, Lily suddenly met an old beggar sitting curled up by the roadside with an empty bowl. Seeing this pitiful sight, a strong sense of compassion rose in Lily. Without a moment's hesitation, she approached and poured all the money she had just worked so hard to earn into the old man's bowl. The grateful look in his eyes gave Lily a joy greater than any she had felt from receiving the tips. Lily returned home, her stomach empty, but her heart unusually warm. She quietly opened the rice pot and had her lunch with only the leftover cold rice from the day before. Although there were no delicious cakes, Lily learned a profound lesson. The greatest happiness sometimes comes not from receiving, but from giving and sharing with others. In the afternoon, the sun, golden like honey, stretched across the small garden. Lily and her best friend, Bibi the goat, went out to the garden to harvest carrots. Both were incredibly enthusiastic. With her small but nimble hands, Lily carefully pulled up each bright orange plump carrot that her dad had painstakingly grown. Beside her, Bibi also acted grown up, using his small horns to gently nudge the soil to help his friend, constantly bleating ba-ba in encouragement. Soon their basket was full of fresh, delicious carrots. Proud of their hard work, the two happily pulled the basket of carrots home. But then, the clear blue sky suddenly darkened, and strong cold winds began to blow. The first raindrops fell, quickly turning into a white sheet of rain. "Bebe, let's find shelter, quick!" Lily shouted. The two quickly ran to hide under the eaves of a nearby house. While huddling to avoid the cold raindrops, Lily suddenly spotted a little duck also taking shelter alone in a corner of the yard. Its feathers were soaked, and it looked lonely and frightened. Without a second thought, compassion welled up strongly in Lily. Ignoring Bebe's worried bleats, she bravely dashed out into the rain. Lily ran quickly to the duck and used her own small body to shield it, taking the full force of the rain for her new friend. Feeling the warmth and protection, the duck was no longer afraid and gently snuggled its head against Lily. In the rain, the image of the little monkey trying to protect the tiny duck created an unusually warm scene, proving a friendship that knows no hardship had just begun to bloom. After the rain, the air became fresh and cool. Dad took Lily's hand, saying that today they would visit someone special. They walked through the familiar village paths, but this time they turned into a smaller lane, leading to a simple house, nestled quietly under the shade of a tree. It was the home of an old woman who lived alone. When she saw the father and daughter, the old woman, who was sitting on her porch, had a warm joy light up her kind eyes. Lily's dad respectfully approached, placed a small gift bag and some money on the table. He didn't say much, just gently asked about her health.
Ngoài ra chúng tôi có một số tiền nhỏ để tặng cho ngoại này. Lily tặng cho ngoại nhé. Đây Lily. Lily cầm cho ngoại đi, con. Đây này, cầm cho ngoại đi con. Đúng rồi, đưa cho ngoại đi. Rồi, đưa cho ngoại. Bỏ tay cho ngoại kìa. Mặt đáng thương kìa. Đưa tiền đây cho ngoại này.
She didn't fully understand the value of gifts or money, but she could feel the respect and love in her dad's every gesture and the emotion in the old woman's eyes.
Đi ngồi chơi với ngoại nha. Nha. Để chơi với ngoại ha. Ly ha. Ngoại năm nay bao nhiêu tuổi rồi ạ?
90.
Ồ, ngoại 90 rồi. Để sắp đạt 100 rồi. Ngoại cố đạt 100 nha. Cho nó đại thọ ra ngoài. Dạ. Đấy, Lily nó thích làm ở ngoài đấy. Không? Nó mê ngoài đấy.
The woman's hands trembled as she took his, repeatedly murmuring her thanks.
Trả là cây với đây à?
Dạ, dạ có. Ăn cơm, ăn trái cây, ăn rau, ăn hoa quả. Dạ.
Noticing Lily looking
Hi,
at her
Lily.
curiously, the old woman turned to the little monkey, her smile growing even more affectionate. She slowly stood up, went inside, and returned a moment later with a bunch of fragrant golden bananas. She handed Lily the biggest and most beautiful one. This is for you, dear. The bananas from my garden are very sweet.
Con cảm ơn bà nhé. Ôi, Ly thích cái này lắm này.
Chơi.
Để bóc cho một cái cho Ly ăn nhé. Không biết lựa chọn quả nào cũng ngon hết. Quả nào cũng ngon hết. Đây, Ly này. Thôi.
Lily took the banana with both hands. It wasn't just an ordinary banana. She could feel the old woman's whole heart in it. A simple but sincere gesture of gratitude. Lily peeled the banana, took a bite, and the sweet fragrance filled her mouth. But the sweetness in her heart was even greater.
Ngon không Ly? Hả? Chú bà cho ngon không? Ngon nhỉ? À, quay đây con. Đây, quay cho bà đi.
Chưa. Uống bột mì. Chà.
Rồi nha, đúng rồi, con ngồi đây ăn đi. Dạ. Bóc thêm ra. Bóc thêm ra. Đúng rồi, bóc thêm ra. Rồi, con cầm đấy. À, bóc nữa hả? Ui. Đây, cầm đấy. Đúng rồi. Đây ăn đây.
Chưa.
Bóc này nó bóc. À, bóc sao? À, đây.
She looked up at the woman, shyly murmured a quiet thank you, and then ran to offer half to her dad.
Đây, con đấy, ăn đi.
The three of them, one old, one grown, one small, sat together on the porch, sharing sweet bananas and simple stories.
Cầm tay ngoại chị được về nhá.
Lily felt an invisible yet powerful connection. She realized that happiness isn't always about big things, but about care, sharing, and sincere love for one another, especially for those who are lonely and need to be cherished.
Ra ngoài về. Chứ ngon quá hả? Chứ còn ngoài cho ngon quá đúng Ly. Ly chào bà nhé. Chào bà về nhé. Sao mình đến chơi sau ha? Chứ ngon quá hả? Chứ còn ngoài cho ngon quá đúng Ly. Đi Ly.
That visit became a sweet, warm memory, etched deep in Lily's little heart. The evening sun set, painting the village path gold as the father and daughter returned from the old woman's house. The visit had left a special feeling in the little monkey's heart. As they arrived in their yard, a familiar sound brought Lily back to reality. The cheerful clucking from the chicken coop rang out, a reminder of an important evening chore. It seemed the lesson of sharing and caring she had just learned spurred her into action.
Đây Ly. Đi đây. Gà đi. Gà đấy. Đứng xem đi. Xem gà đi. Đi lấy đồ gà nhé. Gà to hơn Ly à. Thấy không? Thấy gà to.
Instead of waiting for her dad to remind her, Lily proactively ran to the grain bowl.
Mang con đây Ly.
She hugged the bowl, even though it was a bit heavy for her, and scurried towards the yard. Her dad watched, his eyes filled with surprise and pride.
Nè. Cà rà nha.
Lily began her work with great passion. She used a small scoop to take out handfuls of golden grain and spread it evenly across the yard.
Cầm cho con.
The chickens, used to their little mistress, flocked around, happily pecking at the delicious grain.
Thấy không?
Lily not only fed them, but also spoke to them gently, occasionally giggling at a greedy rooster jostling the little chicks.
Đúng không?
Her dad watched from a distance, feeling an indescribable joy. His little daughter seemed to have grown up a bit today. Lily not only knew how to receive love, but had also begun to learn how to give and care for the creatures around her.
Xin quả trứng nha. Em ăn nhiều nha. Kìa, kìa, cái ly. Đây. Cho ba này tí đã. Thấy không? Đây. Kìa. Thấy chưa? Thấy chưa? Oh. Cắt lắm, lấy đi. Chúng ta lấy cái gà đi. Lấy cái gà hết đi.
That evening, the image of the little monkey diligently feeding the chickens under the setting sun became a beautiful memory, a testament to Lily's maturity and kind heart.
Đi lại nha. Gà đi. Cầm này. Hai con gà đi. Bye. Con gà đi. Con gà đi. Bye. Bye gà.
The next morning, after a day of diligent study at her little school, Lily returned home with her backpack on, skipping happily. As she stepped through the familiar gate, a sudden chill ran down her spine. Lily stopped, her eyes darting around. It felt as if someone was watching her from the shadows. But after seeing nothing unusual, she shrugged it off, thinking it was just her imagination, and walked casually into the house. Inside, a plate of fresh fruit that her dad had carefully prepared was waiting on the table. Lily happily sat on the sofa, watching her favorite TV show while nibbling on the sweet fruit slices. The sense of safety and comfort in her beloved home quickly dispelled the fleeting unease from earlier. But perhaps from eating a bit too quickly, a sudden stomachache hit her. Lily grimaced and rushed to the bathroom. In that very moment when the house was empty, a dark figure sneaked in. It was a thief with a masked face, only his sly eyes visible. tiptoed through the rooms, his hands nimbly rummaging through every corner, hoping to find valuable assets. At the same time, having taken care of business, Lily felt better and came out. But the sight before her made her freeze. A stranger was in her house.
Huh? Oh my god.
Lily's heart pounded in her chest. Fear washed over her. Should she run or scream? But then, the image of her hard-working dad, the image of the beloved house she considered her sanctuary, gave Lily extraordinary courage. No! She couldn't let a bad person destroy this place. After a fierce internal struggle, Lily's fearful eyes became resolute. She decided to confront him. Lily gently stepped back, grabbing anything she could use as a makeshift weapon. A hard plastic toy, a small stick. The thief, busy rummaging, was startled to see a strange object rushing furiously towards him. He was so terrified that he dropped his bag of loot and, without a second thought, turned and fled for his life. Lily didn't stop. She continued to chase the thief all the way to the gate. After making sure the danger was gone, Lily used all her strength to carefully shut the gate. Though her heart was still racing, she felt incredibly proud. She had protected her home and herself. After the brave confrontation with the thief, Lily shut the gate, and the feeling of safety gradually returned. But when she entered the house, she saw her dad lying on the bed, his face pale and tired.
Dad.
Dad was sick. A fever had made him fall asleep, his breathing heavy. All the bravery from before seemed to vanish, replaced by infinite worry for her beloved father.
Nghĩ Ly, đâu đấy? Hả? Sao Ly? Hả? Sao? Sao đâu nhá? Thì đau bụng chưa? Hả? Đau bụng chưa Ly? Đau đầu quá Ly. Đau đầu á. Không sao đâu nhé. Không sao đâu. Buồn thật. Đi từ đây nhé.
Dad.
Without hesitation, Lily knew what she had to do. She was no longer a child who only received care. Now, she would be the one to care for her dad. The first action of the little nurse was to check his temperature. Lily ran to get her toy thermometer. Carefully placed it under her dad's arm, and then sat beside him, waiting with a very serious expression. After taking out the thermometer, although she didn't really understand the numbers, looking at her dad's tired face, she knew he had a high fever. Next, she ran to the family's medicine cabinet. With her short stature, she had to stand on her tiptoes, trying her best to get a pack of fever-reducing pills. With the medicine in hand, she scurried to the kitchen and poured a full glass of water.
Dad.
She gently woke her dad, handing him the pill and the glass of water. Although he only drank weakly, Lily's tenderness
Lily.
seemed to be the best medicine.
Mang gì đây? Ừ? Đây hả? Mang gì đây? Thuốc hả? Con mở đi. Ừ. À, cái này bỏ thuốc vào đây uống hả? Ừ. Ừ. À. Trong đây này, trong đây này. Đó, đúng rồi. Ừ. À, vào đây nhé. Đây kìa, cái này vào đây đi. Vào đây, vào đây. Vào đây đi. Ừ. À, rồi đó. Anh chị em. Sao đi? Hả? Ừ. Cảm ơn Ly nha. Nha. Rồi, bà cắt đi nha. Cái này nha. Nè. Vào đây nha. Ừ. Bây giờ bà nghỉ tí nha. Đi kiếm gì ăn đi ha. Được chưa?
The entire care process, though clumsy and just a child's imitation, was filled with boundless love. Lily didn't say a word, only acted. And it was these quiet, devoted actions that transformed the little monkey into a great caregiver, warming the entire room and the heart of her father, who was tired from the fever. After taking thorough care of her dad and ensuring he was resting peacefully, Lily knew there was another important task waiting for her. That Matt was taking care of Bebe, the baby goat who was also her dear friend. She ran out to the yard, put on her favorite cowboy hat, looking like a real little rancher. Normally, this was her dad's job, but today, Lily would take over.
Hi.
Hey! Lily gently led Bebe out of the pen. Today, she decided to give her friend a very special outing. Lily climbed onto Bebe's back, and the goat horse began its adventure. They strolled around the garden together under the warm afternoon sun. Lily sat perched on her friend's back, her hands tightly gripping his soft fur, chattering away non-stop. Bebe also walked happily, occasionally letting out a "bah" as if in reply.
Beep, beep.
They stopped at a lush green meadow. Lily slid off her friend's back, and they enjoyed a light meal together. Lily picked the tenderest blades of grass for Bebe while she sat beside him, nibbling on nuts she had prepared. Oh! Hey!
Aha.
Oh!
Hey.
two friends, one monkey, one goat, just sat together, sharing food and enjoying the peaceful atmosphere of the garden. As evening approached, Lily knew it was time to take Bebe home. She led her friend back to the pen, making sure Bebe had enough water. She carefully filled the water trough, then stood watching her friend drink contentedly, feeling a simple joy in her heart. Having finished all her tasks, Lily finally took off her cowboy hat. It had been a long day. She had not only cared for her sick father, but had also excellently fulfilled the role of a little mistress, looking after her goat friend. Through these actions, Lily proved she was not just a mischievous monkey, but a responsible and loving friend and daughter. That morning, Lily's aunt didn't seem well. Her face was a bit pale. Lily, who was playing nearby, saw her aunt's tired expression and immediately ran over. Lily's big round eyes showed her concern. She gently shook her aunt and then used her small hands to pull at her leg, trying to get her to go rest.
What are you doing, Lily?
This innocent and caring act touched her aunt, who stroked Lily's head and gave a faint smile. Seeing Lily's persistent worry, her aunt picked the little monkey up, gently placed her on the sofa, and patted her soothingly. She wanted Lily to rest as well, and not to worry about her. A little while later, her aunt decided to continue her unfinished housework. She began to pick up the clutter on the floor. Although Lily was on the sofa, her eyes never left her aunt. Seeing her still trying to work, the little monkey jumped down and playfully clung to her aunt's leg, following her every step. It seemed Lily wanted to be by her side at all times, both out of concern and affection.
No problem. I'm okay.
Then, as if remembering something, Lily left her aunt's leg and started to wander around the house, peeking into every room. The little monkey seemed to be looking for someone. She opened the bedroom door slightly, looked inside, and then ran out again. She continued her search through every nook and cranny of the house, looking a bit anxious. Perhaps Lily was looking for her dad to report on her aunt's condition. After searching for her dad and not finding him, Lily returned to the living room. The little monkey began to pick up the things her aunt had been working on, carefully tidying them up. When her aunt sat down to rest, Lily immediately came closer and snuggled up to her. She gently rubbed her head against her aunt's arm, her eyes still showing concern. It was Lily's way of comforting and showing her love, a sincere and adorable gesture from the little monkey's heart.